Starting a podcast, stuff you don't see and might not have thought about. At the beginning of the year, I started a podcast called About Small Business, which has just finished its first season of 25 episodes. This video is about the stuff that you don't see and might not have thought about. If you're enjoying this content, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to let you know exactly when another podcast is going to drop. Contacting guests. So you've gone out and spent a fortune on lots of new cameras, lenses and lights. What now? Assuming you've decided what you want to focus your podcast on, you need to get yourself a steady supply of guests to appear on the podcasts. The niche I decided on was small local businesses in the northeast of England. The whole channel is a learning process for me, and I decided that small businesses might appreciate a bit of help telling their story. Anyone who fell into that category would then be a potential guest. Having identified potential guests, you can approach them directly via email, phone, social media, or even face-to-face. Does anyone do that anymore? This all takes time as people are busy and want to know that what you're doing is going to be a valuable use of their time. You might struggle to convince people you're worth it if you don't have a huge reach, but do persevere. Setting up. As I decided I wanted to record people either on location, at their premises, my podcast always entailed a drive of between 10 to 30 minutes, getting gear onto the premises and then setting it all up, which would take about 30 minutes. I then had to pack down and get home, which with an hour's recording meant that almost half a day had gone for each video. Editing. As the podcast is 4K and lasts between 40 minutes to an hour, there's a lot of footage to transfer to my Mac Mini ready for editing. I generally have 3 files of about 35 gigabytes and a further audio track which will be about 1 gigabyte. You've got to wait a while for that transfer to complete. Now, assuming you have some knowledge of editing, you'll generally spend about 2 to 3 hours putting things together. You do get a bit faster with practice. You then have to upload to YouTube, which is generally best left as an overnight task. Promotion. Once your video's on YouTube, it would be lovely to think that it finds an audience all on its own, but that sadly isn't the case. Ideally, you should optimize the video for search engine optimization, but I'm still learning about that, so I can't really say too much with any authority. I've tried to schedule all of my podcasts so that they take place at the same time every week. The guests also been made aware, and I've made a number of posts on Facebook hoping that people will share. I've also used Opus AI to create reels, which I've then shared on Instagram and TikTok. And it's all a case of experimenting and deciding what works and what you can do with the time that you've got available. If you've any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.